So very good morning dear students. After completing the trigonometry, let us head to the next chapter, that is principle of mathematical induction. I know this is a very new topic for you. You haven't seen this topic before, and believe me, this topic will be the very easiest for you and very comfortable for you to solve and understand. So starting with the introduction of this topic, let me clear some things with you. That whenever we draw a mathematical statement or mathematical conclusion, or we can take a scientific conclusion also, then there are two basic process of concluding that. Let me repeat what I am saying, that whenever we draw a mathematical statement or mathematical conclusion, then there are basically the two processes of reasoning that. And those two processes are induction and deduction. That means whenever a scientist or mathematician draws a mathematical statement, then he uses the two process, that is induction and deduction. Now, what is the meaning of induction and deduction? Let us understand. Induction says if you are going, that means this is the process of reasoning from particular case to general case. I'll explain you what is particular and general case, but first you listen the definitions of the induction and deduction. Induction is the process of reasoning from particular case to general case, and deduction means this is the process of reasoning from general case to particular case. Now let me explain you with a very funny example. I called you, okay, and I asked you the address of Nisarg Garden, okay, or just take that a strange person called you and he didn't know about where is Nisarg Garden, okay. He called you and he asked you where is Nisarg Garden. He raises the question, where is Nisarg Garden? Your first answer will be, it is in Nagda. That will be the first answer. Alright. Now, he go ahead and asked you where is it exactly in Nagda. Then what could be your reply? It would be, it is in a housing board. So you just try to understand these two answers. If you he asked you where is Nisarg Garden, you answered that it is in Nagda. So that is called the general answer. You have given a general answer. Now that person wanted to be somewhat particular with the address. That means he want to know the exact address, or he want to be the particular with it. So he asked where is it in Nagda. So you answered it is in housing board. So that is your particular answer. I'll explain you one more example of this. What is the meaning of general answer and particular answer? General answer means generally you said that it is in Nagda, and particularly you said that it is in housing board. Okay. So this is what the difference between general and particular. Okay. Let us understand with one more example. Like if I write 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on up to n. Alright. So can we just find what will be the answer of what will be the sum of this series? So we need to use that AP concept if we want to find the sum of this series. Okay, what is the SN formula? SN formula is n upon 2 bracket a plus an. Okay, n upon 2. What is a1? What is an? So what is your answer? n plus 1 upon 2. So I am writing here n plus 1 upon 2. Okay, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on up to n gives n plus 1 upon 2. The sum of the series is n plus 1 upon 2. Now, understand the meaning of general and particular again. I asked you that I want to know the sum of the 10 natural numbers. What is the answer of first 10 natural numbers? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus and so on up to 10. The sum is what? 55. What a lay person will do? He will add all the numbers and he'll tell the final answer is 55. And what we will do? We'll use the formula, right? n plus 1 upon 2. What is n given to us? 10. So 10 bracket 10 plus 1 upon 2, 10 into 11 upon 2, 5. Final answer is 5. We don't need to add each and every digit and get the answer. Now understand the difference of, see, here you are very particular with it and here you are general with it. I asked you, I want the sum of first 10 numbers. So you are particular, you are very particular. You start adding the numbers on the finger and you just counted and said this is the answer. So you are very particular with your answer. But here you are very general. You know the formula. Generally you have put the things in it and you got the answer. So this is what the difference between the general and particular. So in this chapter we are going to do the induction, not the deduction, mathematical induction. So let me again give you an example. You will have such type of questions where you have in the LHS you have such type of series kind of, and in the RHS you will have this the sum of the series, and you have to prove this statement by the principle of mathematical induction. Okay, we'll understand the principle. Okay, so you will be having such type of question and you have to prove this mathematical statement by the help of principle of mathematical induction. Okay, so to understand the basic principle of mathematical induction, first you need to understand that what is the motivation behind building the principle of mathematical induction. That means what is the motivation, that means what motivated this thing to build a principle of mathematical induction. So say for example, if such tiles are placed, okay, and if they are pushed in the indicated direction, that means if we are trying to push the tiles in this direction, then all the tiles will fall. Okay, as this is a very but obvious thing that if you push this tile in the indicated direction and if they are arranged in a very ordered pairs, okay, in the very ordered line, then if you push first tile, then all the tiles will fall in that particular or indicated direction. Now to be absolutely sure that all tiles will fall, it is sufficient to know that the first tile will fall, and in that event that any tile falls, its successors necessarily falls. Okay, so this motivated the principle of mathematical induction, that if for first value it is true, then it is true for all the values. You know, in mathematical induction principle, in its principle, we go for the truthfulness of the statement, that for first value if it is true, then it is true for the all values. Okay, as I explained you just previously that 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on up to n, this is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. If it is true for first one, and then it is true for all the cases. Alright, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and up to n is so on up to n is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. So if I take n is equal to 1, then I will get, on adding this or putting here, I'll get the same answer. Sorry, if I take n equal to 2, then on calculating here or putting here, we'll get the same answer. So if it is true for 1, then it is true for all the thing. Okay, if this falls, then necessarily all should fall. So this is what the motivation of principle of mathematical induction. Now please try to understand this, because this is very, very important. What the criteria of proving the mathematical proving by mathematical induction. Criteria of proving the statement, mathematical statement by the principle of mathematical induction. Actually I have written in a short. Okay, please, you just better you note these steps and I will explain you each and every step by taking one example. Okay, so don't worry. Just right now you understand what criteria we have to follow. The first criteria is verify for the result for n equal to 1. Whatever mathematical statement we will be having, we will verify for n equal to 1. Okay, then secondly, assume the result to be true for n equal to m. This is the criteria, this is the process you have to remember. Okay, so we will use in the question and then you can understand it very well, but right now just see, just understand. Assume the result to be true for n equal to m. Prove the result for n is equal to m plus 1. Okay, now let us take one question and understand it. Okay, let us consider this question. This question we have seen just previously only. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on up to n is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. We need to prove this mathematical statement by the principle of mathematical induction. Let Pn be the statement. We are considering that this statement, that is Pn here. So what will be P1? P1 will be on putting n equal to 1. Okay, for n equal to 1, P1 will be what? N plus 1, 1 plus 1 upon 2, 1 into 2 upon 2, 2 to 2 cancel, you got 1. So your first 1 you got. Okay, now you put P2. That means 2 into 2 plus 1 upon 2, 2 into 3 upon 2, 2 to 2 you can cancel, you got 3 answer. That means 1 plus 2 is what? 3. And if you will put P3, you will get answer 6, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 will give you 6. So for P1, P2 it is true. As I told you in the criteria that you have to verify your result for n equal to 1. I have taken 2 also to make it more clear. You can go for only 1. So it is true. Now what is the second step we need to take? We have to write there, that means it is true for n equal to m also. So let us write. I'm rubbing this because there is no enough space. So don't this is the part of the solution. Okay, don't. Let it is true for n equal to m. That means Pn will become Pm, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus, in place of n, m will come, and in place of n here, n will come. Alright. Now what is the third step I told you? Now you go for the proof of m plus 1. You put n equal to m plus 1. So what will be Pm plus 1? Will it be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on up to, in place of m we will write m plus 1, and here m plus 1 we will write, and here also m plus 1, and this plus 1 upon 2. So this is m plus 1, m plus 2. So m plus 1, m plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 upon 2. Okay. So finally I'm rubbing this and I'm writing it as properly as m plus 1, m plus 2 upon 2. Now just understand, this is very easy. Okay, I'm writing this step as 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on. This is m plus 1. Can you tell me what will be its predecessor? That means you need to subtract 1 from it. So m plus 1 minus 1. So it is m only, and m plus 1. Are you understanding? See, I'm writing this step 1 plus 2 plus 3. I'm asking you that what will be the predecessor of this number, this m plus 1. This will be m only. Okay, and we need to prove this statement is equal to this. So let us solve this thing, and on solving this step we want this. If we could get this RHS, then it is solved. Okay, as I explained you from here to here. Now what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on up to m? Is it this one? Because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to m is m plus 1 upon 2. So just in place of this you write m plus 1 upon 2 plus m plus 1. Okay, now okay, I made the brackets here. Now don't take LCM first. you take m plus 1 common. So m plus 1 I have taken common. So what we will be left with? M upon 2 plus 1. Okay. Now you take LCM, m plus 1. This will be m plus 2 whole upon 2. Are they matching? Right? If they are matching, then at last you have to write, hence by the mathematical induction, Pn is true for n belongs to natural number. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You only need to do in the third step, what you have to do, Pm you will write, then Pm plus 1, this step, and in the RHS also, in all the places of m you write m plus 1 written. Take this one, that means the LHS of this statement here. In this step you just write 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on up to its predecessor plus m plus 1. You know, even if you don't write, you just understand one thing. You need to add this one here and this one. That means this one and this one. You add and get this one. This is a very short trick I'm explaining you, that if you want to prove the last, if you want to prove this thing, what you need to take? You need to take this RHS of the statement and last term of the LHS. You add these two and get this one. That is only we did, right? Here, this is what? This is m plus 1 upon 2 and here m plus 1. And then I took m plus 1 common and m upon 2 plus 1 and solved, and we got this answer. Let us take one more example, okay? Okay, let us consider this question. It says 2 plus 4 plus 6 and so on up to 2n is equal to n square plus n. This is a even series. Okay, let Pn be the statement. The same, see, you know, in each and every question you need to repeat the same steps, but the things will be different according to the type of the question. So Pn be the statement we have, as we have written in the previous question also. For n equal to 1 we proved, we are putting the value of n equal to 1 in this RHS P1, that is 1 square plus 1 2. We got the first term. For n equal to 2 P2, that is 2 square plus 2, 2 square 4 plus 2 6. So 2 plus 4 is what? 6. So it is true for n equal to 1 and 2. This is our first step we did. Now let Pm be true. That means we are taking n equal to m. So let Pm be true. So the statement will be changed. That means you need to replace n with m. So 2m and m square plus m. For n equal to m plus 1, that is what? Pm plus 1. So Pm, that means at every n you have to put m plus 1. So 2 plus 4 plus and so on, 2 times of m plus 1. And this is m plus 1 the whole square, and this is m plus 1. Now you consider this statement, okay? That means we need to prove this statement is equal to this. So let us consider this thing. So I told you, I explained you considering this. Now how can we write this step? We need the predecessor of it. What will be the predecessor of it? It is 2m only, because if we are going back here, we'll get 2m because we stepped one forward, no? So what will be the previous one? This will be the 2m only. So 2m plus 1. Now in place of this, what can we write in place of this? M square plus 2. So m square plus m, m square plus m, and this 2m plus 1. Now what you can do? This m square as it is, this m as it is, multiply 2 inside, 2m plus 2. Now I am writing this 2 as 1 plus 1. Why? Because this m square, this is 2m, and just to make m plus 1 the whole square identity, I need 1. So that is why 2 can be written as 1 plus 1. So this 3 expression will give you m plus 1 the whole square, and you are left with m plus 1. Hence proved. See this statement and this statement. With this only we worked and we moved to this. If they two are equal, hence your mathematical induction statement is proved. So in each and every question you have to do this only. Alright. So that's it for today, my dear students. I have explained only 2 questions. Now in the next video I will be taking some complicated questions to be solved. Till that, understand it very clearly. Okay, clear the basic of this chapter. Okay, we'll complete this chapter very soon, because nothing is there. You yourself will solve the question, even the complicated one. So bye bye, thank you so much, have a nice day.